get bothered. It's cool. Deal. Let's get right into reading. All right. Genesis. Bible. All right, let's do this. Genesis chapter 12. Actually, hey, can you turn off that light? Thank you. It's like blinding me. Thank you. Oh, that feels better. Oh.
When I do something for you, you say thank you. No, thank you.
Feet. All right. So Abraham went. Genesis chapter 12, verse 3 to verse 6, part A. I'm going to pray. Christ, you're for amazing. Thank you for you and your goodness. May we take this moment, even though how much we just love, we just love playing video games. We deep down we know that we always need our compasses recalibrated to point to true north, and you're our true north. Thank you for the writings of the ancients and how they're helping to define the human condition, and they help us work out the proper answer for that. And in the end, the answer is you, Jesus. You're the one, the right one. The one that did it right, who resurrected, who then made us right for righteousness. We're sanctified for obedience. So reveal to us your wisdom while we read through this. One false name, amen. All right, you ready? All right, Jen. So Abraham went, I will bless the people who bless you, but the person who belittles you I will curse. All the families on the ground will bless themselves by you. So Abraham went as Yahweh said to him, and Lot went with him. Abraham was 75 years old when he left Haran. Abraham took Sarah his wife, Lot his brother's son, and all the property that they had collected, and all the people that they had acquired in Haran, and left to go to the country of Canaan. When they came to the country of Canaan, Abraham passed through the country as far as the site at Shechem, as far as the oak at Morah. I first visited the Middle East 6 years after Israel occupied the West Bank. We were based mostly in Tel Aviv, but we had not been there long before we drove up into the West Bank and went to Nablus, one of its three most important towns. The name is an abbreviation of Neapolis, the new city, founded by the Romans after the fall of Jerusalem in AD 70. The old city is Shechem, on the eastern edge of the modern town, the first place Abram stopped when he arrived in the country. It has always been an important center, a place with a good water supply surrounded by good farming land, and located at a major road crossing where the east-west route, up which we drove, from the Mediterranean to the Jordan Valley, crosses the main north-south route along the mountain spine of the country, down which Abram would have traveled. It is also next to Jacob's well, the scene of the story in John 4, as well as the tomb of Joseph. I remember the extraordinary excitement of being in the very footsteps of Abram, looking at the same surrounding hills and the same stones and the same Canaanite place of worship whose remains are still visible, though now more difficult to visit as the Palestinian people have campaigned for their independence. The word for site often refers to a place of worship. One of the features of the archaeological site is a huge broken stone pillar that the archaeologists re-erected. I imagine how Abraham had looked at this very stone. But did he walk down the valley between those hills and look at the stone? Did Abraham exist? Even if you find it possible to accept that the creation story in Genesis is more likely a parable than a historical account, you may find it hard to accept that this is a truth of Abraham, and that instinct is quite justified. When we reach Abraham, the story is talking more obviously about real places and what seem to be real people. Significant element of the Old Testament story, not to say the New Testament story, based themselves on what God said to and did with Abraham. Scholarly tendencies change with regard to a question such as whether Abraham existed. Early in the 20th century, the trend of scholarship was to be rather skeptical. When I first visited Shechem, the trend was to be less skeptical. In the later 20th century, the consensus reversed itself again. One implication is that it is unwise to hitch one's wagon too firmly to whatever is the current scholarly consensus, and also unwise to be too depressed by it. Abraham lived over 3,000 years ago in an area and a culture that left no historical records. There is never going to be the kind of evidence that will make definitive judgments possible about his life on purely historical grounds. Having said that, a striking feature of his story is, for me, the strongest piece of evidence of a historical kind that it is more than a parable. There is a big difference between the way Genesis pictures Abraham's faith and the way Israel's later faith works. The reference here to the oak of Morah illustrates the point. We will also read of Abraham living by the oaks of Mamre, further south. Why should that be mentioned? The Old Testament later attacks Israel for offering sacrifices under oak, poplar, and terebinth because its shade is good. Such worship styles are too like the traditional worship practice of Canaan. The Torah likewise prohibits the Israelites from erecting sacred posts or pillars. Yet Genesis records Israel's ancestors doing so without implying any criticism. In general, people such as Abraham are much friendlier in relationship with other peoples in Canaan than the Old Testament later encourages Israel to be. If the authors of Genesis were making up a story, it seemed more likely they would portray Abraham's relating to God in the way they do themselves, and less likely they would portray him. Okay. That's why I'm just waiting. It seemed more likely they would portray Abraham's relating to God in the way they do themselves, and less likely they would portray him acting the way the Torah will see as unorthodox. This is not a knockdown argument to prove the Genesis story are factual, but it does suggest that they are unlikely to be simply made up. There are two ways God wants to make Abraham a blessing. First, Abraham is designed to be a means of blessing. Ultimately, the Messiah will be born of Abraham. That is where the New Testament starts in Matthew 1. But Genesis doesn't know that. It does know Abraham was a means of incalculable blessing to Israel because he was the one who received God's promise that laid the foundation for Israel's life as a nation with its land, its relationship with God, and its place in God's purpose. Sometimes Abraham will be a more direct means of blessing to people, as when he prays for the king of Gur, though he needs to pray for him only because he has got him into a mess, and so this does not count for too much. Second, Abraham has become the kind of person that other people can see as an embodiment of blessing, who therefore becomes an example of the blessing they seek for themselves. A blessing is then a prayer along the lines of, Lord, may you bless person A as you bless person B, or please bless me as you blessed him or her. Abraham is to become such an embodiment of the way God can bless people that he will become a standard to appeal to in prayer. A traditional prayer at a marriage service prays for the bride and groom. God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Jacob, bless these thy servants, as thou didst send thy blessing upon Abraham and Sarah, to their great comfort, so vouchsafe to send thy blessing upon these thy servants. Each time that prayer is used, God's promise to Abraham is fulfilled again. There isn't an example within the Old Testament of people referring to Abraham in their prayers like this, but there's an example of Jacob praying in this way when he blesses Joseph's two sons and says, May Israel bless themselves by you, saying, May God make you like Ephraim and Manasseh. Telling Abraham he'll become a blessing in this sense is good news for Abraham, because it indicates the magnitude of the blessing he will receive. It is also good news for people who hear the story, because it implies that a prayer for blessing like Abraham is a prayer God will respond to. This second sense in which Abraham is to be a blessing is spelled out in God's further words about people blessing themselves by Abraham. The New English Bible Translation helps to clarify what blessing themselves means. They will pray to be blessed as you are blessed. They will indeed seek the same sort of blessing for themselves. Again, one effect of this promise is to heighten once more the magnitude of Abraham's blessing. But Genesis' story so far suggests that the promise also implies God will answer that prayer when people pray it. So that again, this promise is good news for people hearing the story. God's commitment to Abraham is plan C in connection with God's desire to bless the whole world. Adam and Eve are plan A, Noah's plan B. God's desire was to bless the world, and God does not give up. The comment about cursing relates to this idea. God's determination to bless and the commitment to curse are not simply two sides of a coin, two intentions of equal status. The blessing applies to the world. The curse applies to the strange individual who treats Abraham with contempt. Imagine someone who doesn't view Abraham or Abraham's synod as people God is involved with and is working through and is committed to making a blessing. There have been many people like that over the centuries. Within Scripture, Haman and Esther is a spectacular example. God promises that such a person will not have his or her way. God has no desire to curse anyone, but if necessary, God will do it. Genesis chapter 12, verse 6b through 10. Stuff happens. Thank you for the writing of the agents, Jesus. Thank you for your blessings being upon us who say that us who are not Jewish, but we are grafted in, like the book of Romans says. May you please bless us like you have blessed Abraham. May your favor find us. And may we become a blessing to others. Use our blessing to bless others. And may we just cling to you deeply. Thank you for your ancient promises. Amen. The Canaanites were in the country then, but Yahweh appeared to Abraham and said, to your offsprings I will give this country. He built an altar there for Yahweh who had appeared to him. He went on from there to the mountains east of Bethel and pitched his tents, with Bethel on the west and Ai on the east. He built an altar there for Yahweh and called in Yahweh's name. Abram continued to travel into the Negev, but there was a famine in the country. So Abram went down to Egypt to stay there because the famine was severe in the country. 3 or 4 years ago, a friend of mine got a job as a youth pastor on the East Coast. A man's wife had to give up her job in California, but she had originally come from the East Coast and she was entirely happy to make the move. They found a house easily enough, though she had a harder time finding a good job. But then that ceased to seem so important because they discovered they were going to have a baby. Then my friend lost his job. The youth ministry wasn't growing in the way the senior pastor expected. I admire the way they both coped with the experience. In due course, she found the right kind of part-time work that she could combine with being a mother in the way she wanted to. And he found another job that for the long term wasn't the kind of thing to which he really wanted to give himself, but for a while would do. Maybe he needed to lick his wounds. I will need to in the circumstances. Stuff happens. Everything was going brilliantly for Abraham and Sarah. They had made the move that God bade them make. That God bade. Is that how you say that word? Oh my
What
gosh.
word?
Hey, friend.
Bod.
Oh, bod. That God bod. It's
That means quite different things nowadays.
Bod.
it means it's like bid. It's an old
Well,
word.
yeah.
Bod.
I mean, like what people would use bod today would be
Yeah.
quite different.
Hey, Houston. We're finishing up reading. I'll share the reading if you want to join us. We're just in the last commentary.
All right.
Everything was going brilliantly for Abraham and Sarah. They had made the move that God bade them make. Abraham had left Haran as Yahweh said to him. They gave up a lot to make this move, though they were also able to take a lot with them. The beginning of the chapter told us they took with them all the property they had collected in Haran and all the people they had acquired. While Sarah's inability to have children meant there was a hole at the center of their family. They were not on their own, as well as their nephew Lot. There were evidently servants and other dependents, such as people who looked after their flocks. They had been making a kind of preliminary tour of the country, stopping at Shechem, the key city in the northern half of its mountain spine, and at Bethel at its center, then traveling on to the south. It is as if they are staking out the country for God, for themselves, and for their descendants because God promised to give them this country. Of course, there is the little matter of the fact that the Canaanites are currently occupying it, which raises a moral question that Genesis 15 will take up. But for the moment, Genesis is not worrying about that, and neither is Abraham. He's too excited at what is happening. Shechem was in the sense of their landfall in the country. Though this would be several days' actual journey into the land, they would arrive in the country from the northeast, traveling across the Golan Heights and down into the Jordan Valley, skirting northwest of the Lake Galilee and of the hamlet called Nazareth. If it existed in those days, crossing the central plain and then climbing steadily into the hills where Shechem sits. There God appears to Abraham, while God had spoken to him in Haran. Here for the first time God appears. I guess it will not be so different from God showing up in the garden in Genesis 3. Presumably it would be even more like what happens in Genesis 18, which makes clear that when God appears, God takes human form. It would be like receiving a human visitor, but one way or another, it would be clear that this was no mere human visitor. One could call it a vision, though the disadvantage of that way of speaking is to imply we are simply talking about something that happened inside Abraham's head, something subjective, where I speak of God appearing makes clear we are talking about something real. Why should God appear at this point? One implication is that God is present in this land. It is a land where God is free to appear. While we don't know anything about Abraham's religious affiliation or experience before God spoke to him about moving to Canaan, sometimes people think of their God as associated with a particular country. Abraham might have associated a deity he worshipped with Ur or with Haran. If he did, the commission to go to Canaan would raise a question or two. Who is God in Canaan? By speaking in Abraham's homeland and then appearing here, Abraham's God recognizes no geographical limitations. Yahweh is not confined to one country. Indeed, Yahweh claims to own this country. That is a presupposition of being in a position to promise it to Abraham's offspring. Building an altar where sacrifice can be offered is Abraham's response to God's appearing. God's appearing at Shechem suggests that this place might be a kind of portal, a place where heaven and earth are especially open to one another. Abraham does not build a sanctuary there. The Canaanites built sanctuaries. There is more than one at the archaeological site at Shechem. Unlike the Canaanites, who are a settled people, able to look after a sanctuary, Abraham's family is not going to settle at Shechem. They move on. They will not be in a position to look after a sanctuary and make regular offerings there. It will make sense, however, if there were a number of places where they could reach out to God and worship, prayer and self-giving, and Shechem is the first. If God appeared there, they know they can respond to God there. Bethel is then the second such place, though there is no record of God's appearing to Abraham here, as there was no such record when Noah built his altar. Reaching out to God can be a response to God's reaching out to us. It can be an invitation of ours. It can be an initiative of ours. At Shechem, Abraham calls in Yahweh's name, as people begin to do in Seth's day. This could again imply worship or prayer or proclamation. Then Abraham continues on his tour of the land, a kind of symbolic entering into possession of it, naming God's name in the north, the middle, and the south. But that is when stuff happens. There is a famine. Most of the Negev is desert, where one would be most likely to experience famine. In its northern part, cultivation is possible, but the country is always marginal, always on the edge, and while Abraham is there, it falls over the edge. What does Abraham do? He is responsible for a substantial entourage. There are all those people he brought with them, and presumably flocks, and maybe some cattle and donkeys. Perhaps the severity of the famine hints that it affects the country as a whole, not just the Negev. So there is no point retracing steps northwards. Abraham decides to go south. Egypt with its Nile is not dependent on rainfall for growing crops. Like Canaan, it is therefore less susceptible to famine, though not immune, as the Joseph story will show. Going there is a logical move. In light of what will follow, it may seem a bad move, yet one has to have sympathy with Abraham. What else could he have done? It does not look like an inherently wrong move, and it will be what Jacob and his family do later. All right, friend, we're done. We can start. What are you up to, Houston?
I was about to start a game, but if you want to play something together, that's also perfectly good.
Well, after the next allotment, since I've already started this for this allotment, I'll be down.
Yeah. What are you up to?
Oh, well, it's a new week on Honkai. Honkai.
They're getting up for that weekly attention statistics.
Well, actually, like, there's just stuff I haven't completed because I also, like, pretty much reached the next tier in my Traveler level, or Trailblazing level. And so the world just get harder. Because Genshin has it as Traveler level. It's Trailblazer in this one.
I get so confused whenever you say that. So confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, last time fun. Last time fun.
Mission command.
Time to twirl. Last time fun. Been a while.
What are you looking at? Do you know who I... This big diamond! It's all yours!
Follow my charge. Conflict is pitiless.
What do you mean use the Q ability? Oh my gosh.
Mission command.
What's in your prescription? Thanks. I'll never forget you.
Where are you going to play, Houston?
Annihilate.
Well, now I'm playing Zelda.
Oh,
But
nice.
otherwise I was gonna
A foregone conclusion.
like open
Here
up whatever.
is thunder.
Let me tend your wounds. Thanks. I'll never forget you. I need to be brave. Look out! I want to protect everyone too. Mr. Tora. Honored to meet me.
There's no time to lose.
How's Honkai treating you?
I'm. 1 second, I'm putting headphones on. I'm still really enjoying it.
That's good.
It's pitiless.
So it's just like all the daily stuff I can knock out in 30 minutes. So it's not time consuming. I'm literally like
Right.
just doing stuff that is very challenging.
Like,
So I'm doing
it's like 2 hours. For
yeah. 'Cause I unlocked the next level of the rogue stuff.
Oh, so you have more progress to make.
Yeah.
So it's not boring tedium. That's very good to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, you really wanna try me, bro? You really wanna try me? Oh, you trying to escape, buddy? What? Oh, yo, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah. Try me, bro. Oh. Okay, that's it.
Oh my
That's
God.
it.
Weapon, bro.
I'll see you, buddy. Get out of here.
I don't know. I haven't been playing a lot of Path of Exile recently, but that's just
Oh,
waiting
you won't want to try
to
me.
do it with you or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
I would love. Yeah.
Or
Next
playing
allotment.
this,
Come here.
after I'm done with this game,
Sorry, what were you saying?
No.
or playing
Come
it
here.
solo after I'm done with this game.
Hmm. Yeah. Like right now. Oh, I need to switch to the main.
Don't worry about it.
But yeah, I'll be down
Is
for
it like-
some path. If you're-
I'm perfectly fine with playing other stuff with you too.
Yeah, but I want to finish out path, so it's not at least the main story, so it's not looming on me, you know.
For PoE 2.
No.
Oh yeah, PLE 2 is coming out soon.
Stay back, Clara.
I mean, there's
A foregone
Come
conclusion.
here.
talks about
No,
it.
you
I'm
come here.
probably gonna bring it up and
Oh yeah.
ISAOCon, whatever that is.
I know
I
where
think
you were,
that's
buddy. I know
next
where you
one.
were. You can't
Hmm.
escape. Oh, buddy, you were so gone. Come here. Bah!
Ah.
Oh yeah. Boy, just having a fight over this dude. Come here.
Was I saying things?
Go. What do you want? Come here.
Do you know who I... This big diamond!
Come
It's
here.
all yours!
A foregone conclusion. Conflict is pitiless.
Oh, you.
Twirl, you don't look so good.
Okay. Maybe not.
Target threat index low.
Come here.
Hide.
Okay. Ow.
Honored to meet me.
Okay.
Time to twirl!
I get it. Oh,
Here
stop.
is thunder.
Okay, well, this dude's really trying.
I need to be brave.
Okay, I get it. No, stop.
Show no
Okay.
mercy.
Of course, you're saving it for good stuff. Oh, no, that's
All right.
no. I left on
What are you looking at?
A foregone conclusion. Conflict is pitiless. threat index.
Just top everyone off.
Annihilate. Stay back, Clara.
Time to twirl. I want to protect everyone too. Help me, Mr. Sora.
He's such a good can you fall in love with characters like Clara and her Robo Daddy is like legitimately like one of the some of the funnest writing in character building. Nothing here to whack. All right. Like that. Let's go.
Stay back, Clara.
Mr. Swan.
That it?
They sent you.
There's no time to lose. Here, this thunder.
Let me tell your wound.
Show no mercy.
What? Time to twirl.
They're pretty powerful. They're not maxed right now because I just hit new Trailblazer levels, so their cap is up. So only this guy is max level right now. For right now.
I won't break.
Mm-hmm.
Honored to meet me.
It's so in this, once you get enough of one path, you get an extra R ability.
Conflict is pitiless.
What?
Target threat index lowered. Eliminating threat.
I want to protect everyone too. Help me, Mr. Sora. Do you know who this big diamond? It's all yours.
A foregone conclusion. Here, this thunder.
Mira da Spider-Man. What's in your prescription?
1,000 thanks.
I need to be brave.
No, you don't.
Look out! What are you looking at?
Wow, that's
Time to twirl.
Conflict is pitiless.
I'm okay. Time to twirl.
Show no mercy. Mission command. Stay back, Clara.
Let me think. Stay off.
Hide. Here, this thunder.
Spider-Man.
1,000
Honored to meet
thanks.
me. What's in your prescription? Thanks. What are you I'll never forget you.
Stay back, Clara.
Do you know who I... This big diamond! It's all yours! Time to twirl! I want to protect everyone too! Help me, Mr. Sora!
Mission command.
Time to twirl!
Target threat index lowered. Follow my charge. Here, this thunder.
But I think this banana man, this banana player,
Mm-hmm.
so much in the trade hub.
Mm.
Like, I'm not joking.
Now, how should I dispose of you?
Stay back, Clara. Show no mercy.
They sent you.
There's no time to lose. Conflict is pitiless.
Need a doctor? Vitamin! How appropriate.
Yay.
On my mark. Not a step back. Follow my charge. Here, this thunder. Just give it at it. Here stands the Silvermane Guard. Not a step back.
Do you know who this big diamond? Buddy, it's all yours.
How?
Stay off! How appropriate. I'm not afraid of you.
Hide.
Time to twirl. I want to protect everyone too. Mr. Sora.
Mission command. A foregone conclusion. Conflict is pitiless.
Let me tend your wounds. Vitamin! Thanks. I'll never forget you. What's in your prescription? Thanks. I'll never forget you. I need to be brave.
Annihilate. There's no time to lose. Here, this thunder. Mission command. Show no mercy. Just give it up. Stay back, Clara.
Need a doctor? Stay off! Thanks. I'll never forget you.
Hide.
I'm not afraid of you. Help me, Mr. Sora. I need to be brave.
Annihilate.
Oh, that's good. It literally, and it makes her targetable. And every time they hit her, a follow-up attack occurs.
On my mark.
Do you know who I... This big diamond! It's all yours!
Conflict is pitiless.
Time to twirl! Let me tend your wounds. I'm not afraid of you.
Make sure. Oh.
Hide.
Honored to meet me.
Here, this thunder. Are you all right? Mission command. Mission command.
You don't look so good. Vitamin! Thanks. I'll never forget you. What's in your prescription?
And then, like, with one of these, so you get a bunch in this game. Justin, you listening?
Annihilate.
You get a bunch of like pretty much free main roles, and after 300, you get to pick a 5-star. And so pretty much I made so I have predominantly a follow-up team, and I now have how this works. You know how you pick stuff up as this is like Roblox. I mean, it's not Roblox. Oh my gosh, this is a roguelike.
Here, this thunder.
I did a
Yeah.
bunch of just extra follow-up damage,
Stay close. Here stands.
so it allows you to like really build for awesomeness. Take the hit.
Just give it up. Not a step back. Mission command.
Time to twirl. This big diamond. It's all yours. Time to twirl.
charge. Conflict is pitiless. Show no mercy.
I just love this name. Good. I love it. Awaken. Look it.
Hmm.
Awaken.
Uh-huh.
Hey, don't even need a book.
I commend you.
Upgrade configured. A little something for everyone.
No. There we go.
Buddy! Hey, buddy. Oh gosh.
Have you seen any? No, you probably haven't. Never mind.
Oh,
Don't mind me.
you really want to try. Yeah, and come kill me, Jake. No.
All right.
High threat target ahead.
Stay focused.
Stay back, Clara. Stay back, Clara.
On my command.
Stay back, Clara.
They sent you. What are you looking at? Do you know who I... This big diamond! It's all yours!
Follow my charge. Conflict is pitiless.
Time to twirl!
1,000 thanks.
Annihilate.
I want to protect everyone too! Mr. Tora!
This ends here.
Mission command.
Honored to meet me.
There's no time to lose. Here, this thunder. Show no mercy.
Time to twirl!
Conflict is pitiless.
Hide.
Let me tend your wounds. Vitamin!
Oh boy,
How appropriate.
that's scaring me. You fraud.
Stay focused.
What's in your prescription?
Sorry, what were you saying?
Thanks.
I was just mentioning that I've got a scaring rod.
Mission command. Stay back, Clara.
Okay, I need to turn those games out and hear you. What kind of rod?
A steering rod.
A steering rod.
Time to twirl.
Yes.
This big diamond, it's all yours.
There's no time to lose. Here is thunder.
I'm not afraid of you.
Annihilate.
I want to protect everyone too.
You can make quite the absurd things with in the new Zelda.
Oh yeah. Nice, he
Fight
does all that. My brain
the-
was like in Path of Exile mode, and I was like, "What the heck are you talking about?"
Conflict is pitiless.
If I ever say I find a fishing rod in Path of Exile, then you can go what?
Not a step closer.
Mission command. Stay back, Clara.
What's in your prescription?
Because people have made flying machines and cars in this.
Yeah.
Target threat index. Annihilate.
I want to protect everyone too. Mr. Sora.
And also intercontinental ballistic lasers or whatever.
Let me tell your will
That's just funny.
Orbital ion cannon.
Do you know who I... This big diamond, it's all yours. On a walk.
Here is thunder. Stay focused. This ends here.
Mission command.
I'm not afraid of you.
Hide.
Need a doctor? Stay off. How appropriate. What's in your prescription? Thanks. What are you looking at? I'll never forget you. Honored to meet me.
All right, third phase.
On my command. Stay focused. Time to finish this.
Mission command.
Conflict is pitiless. We stand together. Show no mercy. In the name of preservation.
Oh, I'm gonna lose him.
Dream is not over.
It's good to be back, Clara. Field. Just give it up.
Are you all right?
I'm okay.
Annihilate.
I'm gonna go for a bit.
Okay.
I need to check on something.
Okay. Love you, man. See you later.
How appropriate. Do you know who I... This big diamond, it's all yours. Time to twirl.
A foregone conclusion. Here is thunder. Conflict is pitiless.
What are you looking at? Let me tend your wound. Stay off. How appropriate. I need to be brief.
Hide.
On my command. Not a step closer.
Mission command.
Follow my charge. Here is thunder. Seize the initiative. Time to finish this.
Mission command.
Woohoo! That's exciting.
I hope I helped. Show your courage.
I commend you.
Lend me your strength.
Conflict is pitiless.
Look out! For your sins.
Stay back, Clara. Stay back, Clara. Stay back, Clara.
Help me, Mr. Sora.
Mission command.
Lend me your strength. To guard and defend. Crush them.
Here is thunder.
The redemption.
As you command.
Holy,
Stay back, Clara.
what's in your prescription? Lend me your strength.
Eliminating threat. Stay back, Clara.
Help me, Mr. Sora. Lend me your strength.
As you command.
Conflict is pitiless. Show no mercy.
As you command.
Lend me your strength. To guard and defend. Crush them.
Eliminating threat. Stay back, Clara.
Lend me your strength.
Here, this thunder.
Stay back, Clara. Stay back, Clara.
Help me, Mr. Sora. Lend me your strength.
Eliminating threat. As you command.
I think now I can send my healer. Wait, go ahead. Oh wait, so how many do I need? Need 6. Okay, so for that I need that. And I
Okay.
need now 6 of you. Nice. Get a free. Oh, yeah, I got 2 free warps. Let's go. Oh, I just got 1 right now. So let's go do it. Alright, what's my 4th star? Another Sampo. Nice.
Sora.
Pretty far. Oh.
Oh,
Jack it off. It's getting warm.
Go up. Like. Swimming for.
What do you mean?
Yeah, that's just flat out better. Oh, perfect. Except that's attack. That's just gonna have to do. Then we could throw the defense stuff on, probably on him. All right. All right. Let's build everyone before we discard anything. Huh?
I might just have the dumpster the hammer.
What's that?
So, right now, the sand, right? I have sand.
Okay.
Like it's my game, so like it's my account, so I can do whatever I want.
Right.
Like Roblox, of course not. Like account, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I might. Cause I can. It's not like I have to have that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I can easily find one eventually, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I just eat the At 40.
Dun, 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 dun. Take on me. Take on me.
Time to test out on the monkeys.
Mm. Dun, 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 dun. That's why he has that. Right. So. Dun, 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 dun. Break effect. Attack. Hmm.
I just left the monkey island for some reason. It's
Yeah.
just like the monkey was like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who is this. The monkey island music, but
Mhm.
yeah. Hyper. I'm better than you are.
Yeah. They're both really, yeah. That's right now how I wait. Just keep-
Kebab man. Right?
Think. Yeah, that's just flat out better than that. We might just. Yeah, I hate giving her this, but probably best on her. This does physical damage, fire damage. I just have to be that. Shitty. No wind damage. Interesting. All right. Any good besides that one? Any good general stats? He does lightning damage. All right. So sorry, buddy. Do I have anything for you? Eva does. I mean, with this, he gives more HP, throws into the pool. Defense. You want to just give solid. Just
Hello?
HP. What's up, Logan?
I am not Logan.
So you're not Logan. Oh, no, you're not. That's a different voice. Ah! Try to remember your, I met you at PDX Land. Put a lot of road games together. And my
Yeah, sorry I haven't joined in a while. I've been kind of off track.
That's cool, man. I saw that you play a lot of the binding.
Yeah, that's very. It's a game.
Yeah, it definitely sucks you in. It's a great game. I very much enjoy Binding of Isaac.
Yeah. How have you been?
Been pretty good. Yeah, had a good weekend. Are you going to the next PDX Land?
Yeah, I think so.
Sweet.
I was talking to some of my friends about. I was trying to convince them to come along, but
Yeah,
they're not too keen on moving their computers.
I know. I've been in that spot and trying to recruit more and more people, and
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where you generally don't get how great it is until after you go.
Yeah.
Like seeing the efforts is like worth it, you know.
Yeah.
Right. Have you played HSR yet?
What's that?
Honkai Star Rail.
No, I'm not really into the MiHoYo games very much.
I tried Genshin, dropped it. It just became just too much. But this is just, oh, I like this Miho game. It's keeping me around.
A couple of my friends play that game, I think.
Genshin, or have they swapped over to Star Rail yet?
My friend from shop talks about it sometimes.
Sounds like a good friend then. I very much have been enjoying this game. It's actually the one gacha game where I actually like. I keep coming to it, even though like I've done all the content. Like I'm done like main story content. Like I just keep on because I enjoy the character building, and like you legitimately feel like you could actually build a team as not just a number grind.
Yeah.
That's what got me on Genshin, was just I felt like I'd hit a number wall, and then I'd have numbers to get more number. Like it was just. But this, yeah, I very much have been enjoying this game.
Hmm.
Oh.
But yeah, we've been playing a little bit of Gunfire Reborn. Have you played that with us?
I think you guys talked about it with me, but I said I was gonna get it when I had more money.
Yeah.
And I just never did because I
Yeah.
stopped track. But I probably now that I have like a job and I can just spend money on whatever, I'll
Yeah.
probably can get it.
Okay. Well, we we beat the hardest difficulty on the main thing. I know a DLC is coming out soon, so I'm definitely going to explore that. They have like a new mode that I want to try also exploring. Not right now. Today's Tuesday, so it probably won't be until Wednesday. Probably Wednesday night.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
I have work later. I have work in like an hour, so
okay.
anyways, so
Oh.
Just heads up, I always live stream when I play, so just want to give that forewarning.
oh yeah, I know.
So okay, cool.
Oh.
What kind of job did you get?
Grocery store. I'm thinking about quitting and just working somewhere else because
Okay.
like I like my coworkers, but
the job's garbage.
yeah, a crackhead threw a rock at me.
That'll make not anyone want to stay if there's violence.
Like it didn't hurt, but like it wasn't a big rock. It was about like a pebble the size of a penny, but it was
Yeah.
just still a weird experience.
Yeah. I get that.
And since it's a union job, you have to pay like
Union
union
dues.
fees.
Yeah, I worked at Safeway. That was my first job. So,
Okay.
and my current job,
So
like my previous job, a couple of jobs before, I was also part of a union. So,
What do you do now?
I'm a direct professional support worker. So
Okay, but
I hang out with pretty much with kids on yeah, I hang out with kids on the spectrum.
Yeah, since like the school I go to, my high school, it's a pretty bad place. I've been looking into getting my GED because it's not like a fun place to be. So like I've just been looking into like GEDs and like the sort of stuff you have to study for the test. And then after that, I'm not gonna have to go to school, and I'm gonna start working a lot more so I can save up money. And then I'm going to go to PCC to get a welding certificate because it's a lot easier to get jobs when you have a certificate.
Yeah.
I already learned how to weld, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And
Welding's good money, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
What I've heard.
Yeah, it is.
And you get to pretty much set your rates. Like, pretty much people look for you because there's not that many welders out there.
Yeah.
Like I've heard a lot of good things. Like if I wasn't into what I do, like all the ministry and all the social work I do, that's if all the many trade schools is to search for, welding will be one of them.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's really cool. What should I build? HP, defense, HP, attack. I'm now this is the relics. The relics, so pretty much the inventory in this game is all like chance based on the stats you get. So you're like, a lot of that. Are you just here to talk, or are you gaming on something right now?
I'm just playing Isaac.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool about that game is you could just get it pretty much do a run within an hour.
still
Depending on how far you go. Some of them they could go farther.
out of
This game is stupid. Like there have been like it. The only things I've played this month
Mm-hmm.
are this, mostly just this,
Mm-hmm.
Valorant, and then CS:GO,
Mm.
which is an interesting.
Valorant, you say?
I only play it with my friends because other than that I really hate it.
Yeah. It does it itches my competitive. I haven't played in a while. I used to be really into CS:GO. I was trash, but I was really into it at one point.
Come here,
Yeah.
buddy.
And then like CS Source, so I've been playing Counter-Strike for a good amount of time.
I like the I like the flow of CS a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's not as like I feel like the guns in Val are just like
Whoa, what's
really
that?
weird. Like just the patterns.
Mm. Well, Valorant is one of those games where I mean most of the guns are based on CS:GO.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Yeah, and that's what they I love because as I was so familiar, like I'm familiar with the AK, you know, I'm familiar with your standard, you know.
So
Assault
any
rifle.
difference at all would also make it feel off.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
I'll say CS:GO is a lot more slower pace.
I'd say it's faster.
But I haven't played in a very long time, so I mean there could have been some changes.
Well, I mostly just like play on like Dust 2.
Mm.
Like, I'll play competitive sometimes, like with my friends, but I prefer to just like play random on Dust.
Mm.
And like I wish I think I'd play Val more if it had a wider gun variety because just it's kind of boring with the
Because instead of
selection.
guns, they got hero choices instead.
Yeah. Which is fine. It's just like it gets a little bit boring with the gunplay.
Mm. I do like the hero abilities. That adds a huge whole nother dynamic.
Yeah.
Which that's kind of the thing you wished when, at least for me, when I play CS:GO. Like, I very much do like that dynamic.
Sounds like you'd be more of a Team
Where
Fortress type of player if you actually got into that back then.
Mm-hmm. I did for a bit. Team Fortress was fun. But I just never like those kind of games. I feel like you just got to have like a friend group. I mean, but then like I don't know. Like my friend group was in the CS:GO or CS Source, and you played.
They were the hyper competitive type instead of the.
Yeah, and TF2 was like the.
A little bit in between, depending on the group.
I mean the group. I mean, yeah. It just becomes like jokes, kicks, and giggles kind of thing, you know. Interesting. Well, let me salvage that.
Which makes sense because it's not like unless you're actually professional that you're actually getting anything out of it, so you might as well have fun with it.
Mm-hmm. Why won't you let me salvage those boots? Once you level up a boot, does it become unsalvageable? Okay, game. Is it locked? Do I have it locked? Sorry, I'm... No? No, yeah, CHR, I hit salvage. It doesn't show up on there. I know what I'm
Probably
doing.
because you have the
40-minute timer.
Huh?
Oh no, I was just using Siri to start a timer.
Oh, you said... So you know you're not late. Don't get lost.
No, I live right next to work.
Oh, nice.
Like, it's easy to get there because it's like I just bike downhill.
Mm-hmm.
But it's annoying getting back. Like after
Bike
like
up.
like a 5-hour shift of just standing and walking around. And going uphill is just not fun. You live in Gresham, right?
Yeah. Don't dox me too much.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Even though it won't be too hard if someone really wanted to find me, especially in today's day and age, and everything is pretty
Well,
much
there's a difference between actively giving it out and just making it more difficult to find.
Yeah.
Prevent the casual.
Especially when I always get the awards. Your information has been found on the black web. Yours, life's not fun for you, isn't it? I literally, when I create an account on Adobe, I guess one of my passwords is leaked onto the black web because Adobe will not let me change the password till it's found has been leaked on the black web. Which was interesting.
I feel like that's like, even Adobe should know better than that. Like they should allow you to change your password at the very least.
No, I could change it. I just couldn't change it to one that was what we can call.
Oh. Oh. You said too much. They're calling you to retract your statements.
What's up, Jordan? Ooh. We'll take it. Yeah, we have a deep freezer for that sort of thing. Huh. I'll bring them on over. That's something to ask Brendan and Robin. So I don't work out. I don't want to put that extra calories in my system.
Sounds like a good excuse to work out.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll be here until 5. All right, sweet. I will see you when I see you. All right, love you, man. Peace. All right, Broheim. You're in the safe zone. Get back in the safe zone, please. Okay, thank you. And then let's we gotta do reading step. So Eel, I don't know how familiar you are with my dailies, but with my Broheim, we do media and then we do reading break. And so you're welcome to be, but just heads up, that's what we're doing.
All right.
Okay. All right, Broheim, I want to go use the restroom, then we can start reading, okay? And what we can do is, if you want to, we could do both sections now, and then once Jason gets here, you guys could play. Or we could do one section now, one section when Jason gets here. You'll do 2 whole sections now. Actually, I think it's good. When Jason gets here, we just take a moment, rest our brains, and read. So we'll do a section now and a section when Jason gets here, okay? All right. Since I gave you the option today, we could do that today, but that's just how things will be starting tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
All right. I'll be right.
All
All right. I'll be right back.
want to do?
Actually, if it's okay with you, I'm just gonna keep playing Honkai right now since got it all set up. It's just gonna right now. I'm just feeling like it's gonna be easier. I just need something very low key for my brain right now.
This plays a tactical game.
Yeah, but I get to think through every action. I'm not forced to immediately act, you know?
Right. Just give me a hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that my allergies? My
Allergies
lately.
bothering you again?
Oh, dude, I just want to hibernate. I want spring hibernation to be a thing.
Last Wednesday, so like a week ago, I got a meningitis vaccine, but like I got hit with like the symptoms really hard on Thursday and Friday. Actually, mostly Friday, but it's kind of like that. So I just could not move. My entire like right side of my body was just sore and numb at the same time.
That sounds rough.
And like I couldn't move my head or neck, or else it would just like hurt a ton.
Oh man, I once got a pinched nerve. Just for what I fell asleep on a chair.
Yeah.
And I legitimately I could not do anything. I had to keep my head like slightly crooked all time. If I moved my arm, lift anything on my right arm, it was like just excruciating pain from like the middle finger to all the way to my neck and head. It was brutal. All right. So Broheim is wanting to start reading, so I'm gonna punch through the reading and then and then I think by then you probably be out for work, Eel. So it was good talking, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah. If I might join back afterward, and I will either be like 8 or 9.
Okay.
If not, I won't.
Yeah, my Mondays and Tuesdays are dedicated to family days.
That's fair.
And so if
Wait, didn't you go to Tuesdays and Thursdays?
No, it's just Mondays and Tuesdays.
Okay, it's changed a lot recently.
Yeah, it's super dependent on both our schedules and what works. So if I'm on tonight, it will be because it just happened. But usually don't bet on me being on Mondays and Tuesday nights. All right.
All right.
I'm going to start reading.
What?
Yeah, have a good day, Corey.
Are you out, Houston?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to say hi, and no, it's fine. I had to do stuff anyways, like checking on cats that knocked over things.
Okay.
Made a big mess of water.
Ah.
A very big mess. It was a full water bottle's worth.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. All right. I love you, Justin. I will, talk to you later. If not, then you have a good day, friend.
Later.
Geez, Sterling was amazing. Thank you for his time that we can take a moment while we enjoy the things we enjoy. We could take a moment and look towards wisdom. Look towards how you have defined the human condition. We just know something deep into our soul, something's not right. While we eat a good meal, we just know even after the meal ends or at the party, even if it ends, like there's a sense that something is not right. There's something just should be eternally bliss, but is never. All goodness always fades. And as we step into just the woes of living, reveal to us what the good life is, how it should have been. And we get a lot of that love and reflection in you, Jesus. So as we read the book of Genesis, the writings of the ancients, reveal to us what it means to the original audience and how in turn can give us hope, and see what you have done, Jesus, and how you answer the human woes. Wonderful name. Amen. One thing leads to another. When he was about to enter Egypt, he said to Sarah, his wife, "Now I know that you are a woman who looks lovely. When the Egyptians see you and say, she is his wife, they may murder me and let you live. Will you say that you are my sister, so that it may go all right for me on account of you, and I may save my life by means of you? When Abram arrived in Egypt, the Egyptians saw that the woman was very lovely. Pharaoh's officials saw her and praised her to Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into Pharaoh's household. He dealt well with Abram because of her. He had sheep, cattle, male and female donkeys, male and female servants, and camels. But Yahweh struck Pharaoh and his household with serious epidemics on account of Sarah, Abram's wife. Pharaoh summoned Abram and said, "What is this that you have done to me? Why did you not tell me that she was your wife? Why did you say, 'She is my sister,' so that I took her for myself as a wife? Now, here is your wife. Take her and go." Pharaoh gave some men orders concerning him and sent him off, him and his wife and all that he had. You ready?
No, you gotta scream it.
Okay, away from the microphone. The movie Spanglish concerns the adventures of a Los Angeles family who hire a Mexican as housekeeper. While she may not be in the same class as Sarah, she is not to be sneezed at, and the head of the household does not sneeze at her. His wife is also attractive, but she is nutty as a fruitcake. Various things lead to various other things in this movie, but one possibility the movie hints at without being explicit is the head of the household's falling in love with the housekeeper. These things happen. The question is, what happens next? At the Egyptian border, Abraham realized he has a problem. A lie is the solution. Strictly, Abram was simply being economical with the truth. Sarah is his half-sister, as he points out when repeating this deception later. And Hebrew uses words equivalent to brother and sister and father and mother more loosely than English does. For example, Abram can describe himself and Lot as brothers, but there is no doubt he intends to deceive and no doubt what will be the result of his action. Giving the impression that the lovely Sarah is unattached will mean someone gets attached to her. Perhaps it was okay for Abram to take action to keep the family alive through the famine. But is this the point at which Abram needs to trust God? Has he any right to risk Sarah in order to safeguard his own skin? Should Sarah refuse to cooperate? Can she not see where all this will lead? Future chapters show she has a mind of her own and does not just do what Abram says. The lovely Sarah is duly taken into Pharaoh's household, in other words, into his harem. Genesis delicately refrains telling us what happened next there. Maybe the epidemic intervened before anything untold could happen to Sarah. Nor does it tell us how Pharaoh managed to put two and two together. Genesis makes no comment on the rights and wrongs of Abraham's actions. Hence, in part, the difficulty about knowing exactly when he did go wrong. This uncertainty is rather typical of the story of Genesis. There are several possible implications. One is that Genesis doesn't think that the question of when Abraham went wrong is the important one. That can seem odd to Western readers because of assumptions we make about the Bible's purpose. We often think it exists to tell us how to live, that its stories provide illustrations of the right and wrong kind of life, and that in order for them to function this way, they need to pass explicit judgment on what happens. The assumption that the Bible exists to tell us how to live obviously has some truth in it, but the nature of stories such as this one puts a big question mark by the second and third assumptions. It looks as if Genesis does not tell us its story mainly or simply give us good and bad examples. One of the facts about a book such as Genesis that people find hard to believe is that it is mainly about God. It is about a purpose God is purposing in the world, and not purposing through Abraham and Sarah. Stories about Abraham and Sarah are there not so much to tell us about them, but to tell us how God reacts to them in fulfilling that purpose. So, when we read Genesis, there's going to be people doing bad things. And so you think the Bible just explicitly just tell you, this is bad. But the book of Genesis is more about how God, because humans have broken faith with God at the garden and also with Noah and his sins, and this human nature alone just breaks faith. It's about how God is now setting things right. But because of that, is mainly focusing God. Like, it's going to share stories of just people just like doing bad things. But it's more about focusing on what God is doing than about their questionable morals. One way or another, this story tells us how they got into a mess. Its significance then lies in the fact that God got them out of it. They had an experience a bit like Adam and Eve. They had an experience a bit like Adam and Eve when the weird creature showed up in the garden, or like Noah's when the fruit of the vine turned out to make something happen that he had not bargained for.
You should just ask me. Like you open your door, it's like,
Oh, you're a little early.
come take.
These things happen. The good news is that God does not abandon them. In light of this, it doesn't matter so much whether we can tell where exactly lay Adam and Eve's mistakes, or Noah's or Abram's and Sarah's. Their actions are not the make or break factor in the achievement of God's purpose in the world. The make and break factor is God's actions.
You're funny. Abraham. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's because normally I don't run down the street, and normally I hang out with my mom for a minute, but since she's kind of asleep right now, I
Mm.
think maybe there's nothing to do, so I just
Nice.
You're like,
So, when we read the book of Genesis, we need to focus more on God's actions
instead of bad.
instead of like just humans being dumb humans.
But humans are not.
There are moments that humans are dumb.
But not always.
Part of my story that I made today is no question is stupid out there.
Okay.
Oh, in the care to for adventure, I was like, okay. I was just thinking about dragon fruit and black fruits be like, you know.
Okay, moving on.
So if he ever joins,
He did with me last night. Well, actually, he joined me last night. All the time. He said that when I get to second C, he'll give me permanent portal.
so crying he now.
Yeah, I'm gonna grind.
Wait,
I'll give you permanent portal.
wait. You know what you could do? If he ever joins, maybe once I reach level 300, I could do the same plan as you, maybe. Where, for instance, since I'm lower level than you, and I'm less powerful than you, maybe we can set up like a thing where once I reach a certain level, or a certain speed, then he'll give me a chance. Maybe. If he joins, you can ask him.
Oh, nice.
Like you said, he doesn't know you like enough to want to give you a If he really wanted to, and he was friends with you, he would definitely give you like a permanent dragon or something.
But it's just because he doesn't really know me.
Kind of, yeah. I figured out what Butterleaf and Bella are supposed to do.
I've seen like the video where it's like,
Yeah, it's like a ton of explosions on the ground.
yeah,
But the Butterleaf, you
yeah.
basically just like jump at them and body pop on them sort of. But it's kind of hard to notice that you body pop on them.
No, you're like this.
Kind of, yeah.
That actually is kind of funny when you're like,
Also, it's
Oh dear. Time to twirl.
There's no time to lose. Conflict is pitiless.
Time to twirl.
Annihilate.
yeah, once I have, but when I clicked, I was like,
yeah, because there's the ability to teleport anywhere you want. And you hit a certain mastery, and then
Wait.
there's the portal dash, which is the first ability you use. We just like dash at them.
and then another one, the rule.
The best one is like this like death portal sort of thing, where if the enemies walk through it, they take a ton of damage. And I instantly.
dimensional whip. Yeah, I got
The B ability.
Time to twirl.
A foregone conclusion.
Need a hook?
the one.
I really miss the portal because there used to be like animations. Like one of them, you would grab them, and then you would just like you would have to have your control area, and then you would just like grab them, And then you would just like be like bouncing around the control area, and everybody would be like.
I want to protect everyone too. Mr. Sora.
Yeah, and then there was another one.
Do you know who I am?
This big diamond.
It's all yours. Time to twirl.
And it's so the animation
Show
now.
no mercy.
Please, got animation.
Time to twirl.
I got flamingo ride on my left. It's so overpowered. Did you get permanent now? But Charlie, guess what? Say you have PvP on or you have me allied, I could just walk up to you and be like, hey, you're coming with me. And then I just use my flamingo ride, and it auto teleports you onto my flamingo.
Is it fast?
Yes, it's faster than the
Light?
without using the fast boats. It's faster than every boat.
Okay,
Every boat that
thank
you're currently able to buy
I commend.
is faster. It's faster than most of the flies in the game, but like definitely faster. That is one of the fastest ways you can go in the game. The fastest way to travel without teleportation is probably, I'm gonna have to say pilot helmet plus leopard plus one of the events that made me faster a little bit. And there's like a type of boost that was like temporary. And also they made like base speed faster back then, kind of. And it went faster than light, just barely, but it went barely faster than light flight. Light flight is very fast. Alright, I'm ready.
No way. If he does join, you think we should make that the famous where since I'm not as powerful, if I can
A little something for everyone.
and one to
I thought he was gonna join again. Sure, you understand that when he joined last night, that was the 5th time I've ever seen him. Well, actually 6th time. But
He's supposed to be second first C, right?
yeah, he's in 3rd seed.
Most of the time.
Yeah. I've also got another friend that wants to give me a control fruit when I hit the 2nd seed. The thing about 2nd seed, Charlie,
Yeah.
there's 2 main areas. Obviously, the trading area. Also a good way to equip your permanent fruits, because I don't know if you can use the shop to equip permanent fruits anymore. And then also, there's obviously trading, which you can only do 5 trades a day. And then, the second
Can
main
you
part,
get permanent fruits in trading?
yes, but you have to, when you buy them, there's an option to store them in your inventory. So, let's say
Careful.
you're not
This
able
is
to
life
trade your
or
permanent
death.
butter, and I'm not actually able to trade my permanent fruit unless I have them stored in my inventory. The only way to do that is by storing them in your inventory on buying them. Like, you have to do that.
What's in your prescription?
And unfortunately,
I won't break. They sent you.
Follow my charge. Conflict is pitiless.
Need a doctor? Hiya!
Hide.
Time to twirl. Do you know who I am? This big diamond! It's all yours!
Here, this thunder.
You don't look so good.
Show no mercy.
I need to be brave. Look out!
Conflict is pitiless.
Hiya! I'm not afraid of you.
make sure I have a
Eliminating threat.
Is that it?
I'm okay.
Stay back, Clara.
What are you looking at? Hey! Time to twirl.
Here, this thunder.
Let me tend your wound.
Stay back, Clara.
Time what's in your prescription? I want to protect everyone too. Help me, Mr. Sora. this big diamond. It's all yours.
There's no time to lose. Conflict is pitiless.
You don't look so good. Hi-ya! I need to be brave. Woohoo! Honored to meet me.
Okay. All right. All right. So, what is the main focus? It's not about focusing. It's more focused on God's actions, right? Non-humans' actions, because it's going. People are people. And they always do morally questionable things, like Abraham lying that his wife is a sister. Their actions are not the make and break factor in the achievement of God's purpose in the world. So just because, like, God has, like, Yahweh has implemented his heart to take care of the world, just because humanity messes up does not mess up his plans. Their actions are not the make and break factor in the achievement of God's purpose in the world. The make and break factor is God's action. Insofar as stories such as this are designed to shape us as people, they imply, paradoxically, that they can actually achieve this goal by not making explicit moral judgments, but instead by leaving us to work out their implications. That was one reason Jesus told parables. Being concrete and explicit and telling people straight can achieve some things, but being mysterious and provocative and making people figure things out can achieve other things. When we discover things for ourselves, we may be more likely to take them seriously than if we are handed them on a plate. You guys hear? You hear that high pitched whining? Like a dog? Huh. I was just almost sound like Augie's like excited to see someone sound. No, I think Augie's here. So it helps shape us as people that we have to work out where Abraham and Sarah made mistakes and what they should have done instead. It helps us because that is near the kind of thinking process we have to undertake in our own lives when we are in situations where one thing leads to another. It may seem unfair of God to afflict Pharaoh and his household because of what Abraham initiated. In the similar story in Genesis 20, God appears to the king and tells him what is going on. One truth in the story illustrates is that whereas illnesses and accidents are often simply just one of those things, stuff happens, sometimes they are messages. More than once, Jesus implies that someone's illness results from sin. See Mark 2, where he declares forgiveness to one handicapped man, and John 5, where he tells another handicapped man to stop sinning. As does Paul. Both Jesus and Paul indicate in other contexts that this is not always the case. The Old Testament similarly makes clear that trouble often had no connection with sin, but it also often pictures God reaching out to people by means of disasters of one kind or another. That is what God is doing here, and when Pharaoh responds, God puts things right. Another painful aspect to the story is that mistakes on our part can have consequences for other people. This is especially said in the present context. Genesis 12 began with God's vision of Abraham becoming a blessing to the world. The next thing that happens is that instead of being a blessing bringer, he is being a trouble bringer. Genesis does not quite talk in curse terms, but Abraham's action could be described as bringing down a curse on Pharaoh. Then, conversely, in the end, Abraham does very well out of his adventure. He had explained that he hoped things might go well for him on account of his beautiful sister. They sure do. Just likewise does not explicitly talk in blessing terms in connection with Abraham's acquisition of sheep, cattle, donkeys, servants, and camels, but Pharaoh's action could be described as being a means of blessing Abraham. How hard-headed and unmoralistic God is. Everything is subordinate to making Abraham an embodiment of blessing so that people will indeed pray to be blessed as he is blessed. The story illustrates how God is prepared to subordinate the short-term rights of some people to a long-term blessing of many others. All right. Next part. Genesis chapter 13, 1 through 3. It is 341. How to be a peacemaker. Yahweh, you're good. Think of that we could take this moment, and even though like we just want to play games and want to engage with what we want to engage, we need to take a moment and go, we don't know the answers. We need wisdom. Please be wisdom for us. Show us wisdom. May we find your favor. Thank you for bringing Jesus and his death and resurrection. For it shows on how to be a man of wisdom. And also, we also know that we are declared right because of the work of Jesus. And always reveal us on how to be peacemakers, because for they will inherit the earth. Wonderful name, amen. So Abraham went up from Egypt, he and his wife and all that he had, and Lot with him, into the Negev. Now Abraham was very rich in livestock, in silver and in gold. He moved on from the Negev until he reached Bethel, and the place where his tent had been formerly between Bethel and Ai, the site of the altar that he had made there at first. There Abram called in Yahweh's name, but Lot, who went with Abram, also had sheep and cattle and tents, and the region could not support them living together because their possessions were great. So they could not live together. There was conflict between the herdsmen of Abram's livestock and the herdsmen of Lot's livestock. The Canaanites and the Perizzites were then living in the region. So Abram said to Lot, there must not be conflict between me and you and between my herdsmen and your herdsmen, because we are brothers. All the region is in front of you, isn't it? Will you separate from me? If you go north, I'll go south. If you go south, I will go north. Lot looked up and saw that all the Jordan plain was well watered, all of it, before Yahweh devastated Sodom and Gomorrah. Like Yahweh's garden, like the country of Egypt, until you come to Zor. So Lot chose for himself all the Jordan plain. Lot moved east, and they separated, each from his brother. Abram lived in the country of Canaan, and Lot lived in the cities of the plain and moved his tents near Sodom. The people of Sodom were wicked, offenders against Yahweh, very much so. When people need to divide up possessions, it could turn out to be difficult for one reason or another. I write in a context where there had been a collapse in house prices, with the odd result that some couples have had to give up getting divorced because their house has become a financial liability rather than the financial assets. And I write in a context where some congregations have left my denomination hoping they could take their buildings with them. But this week a court has declared that they cannot. I previously referred to my physician's request for me to say who should make healthcare decisions for me if I am ever unable to do so. A related need is for one to make a will and decide what should happen to one's effect, because otherwise the family will be arguing about them. I relish the idea of my sons disputing who has which of my theological books. At another level, more seriously and tragically, Israelis and Palestinians continue a conflict that in effect concerns how to divide up the land that both love. Genesis 13 resonates especially loudly with that conflict. Abraham and Sarah and their family went out to Egypt and now go up from there. There's a subtle message here for people listening to the story who know how Abraham and Sarah's descendants will go down to Egypt and then go up again. Abraham and Sarah's trouble in Egypt is a kind of anticipation of those later events and a market pattern that reoccur in God's dealing with us. They encourage later generations to trust God to act the same way again. Indeed, we can imagine Israelites in Egypt before the Exodus telling the story and encouraging themselves to believe God could complete the sequence for them as God did for Abraham and Sarah. Oh, sorry. There is another aspect to the peril, as Abraham and Sarah leave Egypt better off than when they arrive. So does Israel at the Exodus. Yet is a chastised Abraham who retraces his journey back to Bethel, back to where they had lived before things went wrong, back to the altar, and back to calling in God's name. One imagines Abraham must have done a bit of that calling in Egypt, but the story is tenderly silent on this. But now the story is back on track, except that it isn't, because another issue arises. That is typical of Abraham and Sarah's story. This time the problem is the downside to success. Yes, Abraham's family business is doing well, but that brings problems of its own. There are just too many of these sheep and cattle, not to say donkeys and camels, to be able to stay together. There isn't enough grass and there isn't enough water. It's a big country, but Genesis reminds us that the Canaanites and the Perizzites are still there in Abraham's day. as they will not be for many people listening to the story. These two groups are not usually referred to together, but maybe the significance of mentioning them lies in the way the word parasites would remind people of the word for an unfortified settlement and suggest they were villagers. While the Canaanites were especially known as people who lived in cities such as Shechem, the two terms could point to there being lots of cities and settlements in the country, belonging to its long-time inhabitants. Cities and settlements were mostly located in the valleys and plains, where there was country to farm. Tent-dwelling newcomers like Abraham and Lot would have to live in the mountains, where there were few settlements or cities. In effect, it is not such a big country, and they have become too big a group to live together. While the story does not consistently focus on portraying people such as Abraham and Sarah as good examples, it's hard to avoid seeing Abraham as exemplary in handling the problem this causes. He could have done nothing and hoped the situation would cool down, or told Lot to go off and find somewhere else for his group, or surveyed the countryside, spotted the best area, and claimed that. Instead, he lets Lot make the choice. A concern with peaceful relationships within the people of God and reconciliation where there is trouble reoccurs in the story of Jacob and Esau, Jacob and Laban, and Joseph and his brothers. The people of God is a family, and its members are expected to be peacemakers. And sometimes peace means parting. This town isn't big enough for the both of us. The scene is the top of the mountain ridge that forms the country spine. From Bethel, where the story is set, you can look north towards Shechem and south towards Hebron. Lot could choose to go north, back to the area where they first stopped, where God appeared to Abraham, or south to the area they have just passed through on the way from Egypt. More literally, Abraham invites Lot to go left or right because in Israelite thinking you face east when you are working out an orientation, so north is on your left and south is on your right. But Lot declines to have his choice confined to the mountain country north and south, facing west from where they are. You look toward the lowland where the Canaanites live in their cities and where the Philistines will later settle, and onto the Mediterranean. There is not much prospect of settling there. Facing east, you look down the steeper slopes cascading down into the Jordan Valley to below sea level and then climbing up the other side into a parallel mountain ridge, the heartland of the modern country of Jordan. While much of the Jordan Valley is desert, on a clear day you'll be able to see green trees either side of the river, and from some point you see the verdant oasis of Jericho where natural springs turned desert into garden and orchard. That is the direction Lot looks. Apart from Jericho, there are a few other oases in this plain now, but the story presupposes that in Abraham and Lot's day, Sodom and Gomorrah were also well-watered and flourishing, as was Zoar. Thus, the whole area recalled the Garden of Eden or the country of Egypt. An ancient Egyptian poem is disdainful about countries that have to rely on rain for irrigation as a kind of substitute Nile. While the heat is sweltering in the summer, there is none of that snow nonsense that you get in the mountains. You can buy fresh strawberries in Jericho when it is snowing in Jerusalem. There was no contest. That was the obvious way to go. The problem lies in the paragraph's closing comment about Sodom, outside whose walls Lot sets up his encampment. All right, friends, we can start.
What? Join me in Bloxburg. I really want to show you what my...
Here, this thunder.
No way.
If you have your PvP on, I could legit just be like, hello, hey, get on my bird.
When you get on, what happened? Okay, so when I get on and we're both here, be like, no, that's
Show no
and hop
mercy.
on, and it just takes me away. Let's do that.
Okay.
Eliminating threat.
I was like, oh yeah, by the way, I found out something really cool on here.
Take that, Clara.
When you have a million bounty and you kill a player with it, it'll automatically turn into Saber V2 and it makes both your abilities stronger.
Is it like this with red items?
Kind of. It basically makes your deadly rush way more, like, actually deadly. And your triple slash turns in from, like, a little, like, into a humongous blast. I don't have it.
No, I just love the sound of the screenshot. You ready? the monkey. Dude, I go face.
Oh yeah, Charlie, guess what?
What?
They,
Butterbean!
guess what? They updated.
Bah!
They updated Gita Friend, Charlie. Now you can buy rockets for energy.
Upgrade
There's no
configured.
stronger ones.
Okay, wait.
I
Wait,
commend.
let's do the thing.
Ow!
Let's just die.
Don't die! You need to be on.
I want to protect everyone too. Mr. Sora.
Ah!
What are you looking at?
It's not.
Honored to meet me.
I found a thing.
Time to twirl. Time to twirl.
A foregone conclusion.
Do you know who? This big diamond. It's all yours.
Conflict is pitiless.
Let me tend your wounds. Thanks. I'll never forget you.
Annihilate.
Time to twirl.
Okay, yeah, go back. Oh, that's it.
Stay back, Clara.
Follow my charge.
Look out.
We only have $61. Oh, come on! You know what? I don't like this. Wait, what? No, stop. Wait, what the? Is this game? Why is it different for me?
Okay, come back now. No, I want this. Watch this.
What's in
No, I
your
do this.
prescription?
Restart. I can say.
What are you looking at?
So bad.
Do you know who? This big diamond. It's all yours. Time to twirl.
There's no time to lose. Here, this thunder.
Let me tend your wounds.
Show no mercy.
I can't pick you up. It's fine, I got you. Charlie, why'd you jump?
Tell me what.
I'll
No,
upgrade
no,
to
no,
free.
no.
I got you. No.
Eliminating threat.
Time to twirl.
Don't.
I want to protect everyone too. Help me, Mr. Sora.
Mission command.
Conflict is pitiless.
Let me tend your wounds. Stay off. I'll
I can
upgrade for you.
throw it with my shift block. Hey, yo.
Mission command.
Don't turn.
Hit.
No, look. Here, seriously.
Yes, just come in.
Why? Ah,
No, Charlie! Why'd you do that?
go back in.
There it goes.
Okay, damn it.
What? Stop!
I got fight.
I'm bringing you to Thunder God. Mine's faster.
No. I go.
Okay, it's there.
I don't care. Don't you get? I remember you get a ranged weapon from the thunder guy.
I know, but it's okay. I've killed him like 5 times.
Do you know who I am? This big diamond. It's all yours. What's in your prescription?
Help!
By the way,
Here, this
right
thunder.
above him, he can't hit me. Let me
Wait, I use that
Show
shot.
no mercy.
Time to twirl. You don't look so good.
Big shot, the power big shot.
Time to twirl.
What?
Honored to meet me.
Wait, aura. That's activate aura.
Conflict is pitiless.
Ah!
Stop!
Eliminating threat.
I warned you!
Stay back, Clara.
What are you looking at?
This boss is easy for me as long as I stay out of the way. Just don't attack him. I'll get him low, and then you finish him, okay?
I spin shot, this big space. What?
Upgrade configured.
I commend.
All right, Char.
Up there.
This game, yeah, there's a habit of being loud in this game, so bring up your microphone, please.
Wait, about. Can I grab these wide first?
No, I want to request that you bring it up.
Thank you.
Yes, you can stay away. Back low, and you can do the finisher, because we're both gonna get rewards. Ah, there's dude here! There's dude here! There's dude here.
They sent you. I want to protect everyone
I'll help
too.
you.
Mr. Sora. They sent you. Do you know who? This big diamond. It's all yours.
Yeah. Go here!
This thunder.
Need a doctor?
One tap!
Vitamin. Thanks. I'll never forget you. Woohoo! What's in your prescription?
Mission command. Stay back, Clara.
Honored to meet me.
Stay back, Clara.
Show no mercy. Conflict is pitiless.
You don't look so good.
Eliminating threat.
I want to protect everyone too. Mr. Sora. What are you looking at?
Follow my charge. Here, this thunder.
Let me tend your wounds. I need to be brave.
Hide.
Get out of my face! I got this one.
Mission command.
Honored to meet me.
Came out. Oh, no.
Do you know who I? This big diamond. It's all yours.
Conflict is pitiless.
Mission command.
I'm not afraid of you. Woohoo!
Stay back, Clara.
I want to protect everyone too. Mr. Sora. What do you need?
Here, this thunder.
Time to twirl.
Show no mercy.
You don't look so good. What's in your prescription? I need to be brave.
Mission command.
There's no time to lose. Conflict is pitiless.
Need a doctor?
Hide.
Follow my charge. Here, this thunder.
Let me tend your wound.
Stay back, Clara.
Honored to meet me.
Are you all right?
I'm
Stay
okay.
back, Clara.
Do you know who I? This big diamond. It's all yours. I want to protect everyone too. Help me, Mr. Sora.
Target threat index lowered. Annihilate.
Conflict is pitiless.
I can pick you in this. I two-shot you. Duh, because you're better than me. Barely. But not barely.
When faced with an army, bide your time and time your attack.
No, actually, I have better strategy and I have stronger abilities. Stronger because I have strategy. Basically, I'm better playing. But with the stuff you have, I do definitely.
I commend you.
A little something for everyone.
How am I better? How do I have stronger stuff?
Take.
Yeah, it's so easy. It's so easy.
Show no mercy.
Sagacious discernment. Dream is not over. I'm back.
Lands at the ready.
I'll never forget
I'll
you.
save you!
I'm not afraid of you.
Hide.
Land. Forward.
Conflict is pitiless.
Need a doctor? Stay off!
Oh,
Time
Bobby!
to take your prescription!
I'm on guard. Not a scratch.
Annihilate.
I want to protect everyone too. Mr. Tora.
It's time.
Show no mercy.
I need to be brave.
Eliminating threat.
Here, this thunder. Is that it?
Mission command.
Thanks. I'll never forget you.
Hide.
Sagacious discernment.
There's no time to lose.
Let me tend your wounds. I'm not afraid of you.
Stay back, Clara.
I want to protect everyone too. Mr. Tora.
Lands at the ready.
Time to squeeze your prescription.
Lance ablaze. Lance! Forward!
Follow my charge. Conflict is pitiless.
Need a doctor?
Target threat index lowered. Annihilate. Are you all right? Mission command.
There's no time to lose. Here, this thunder.
Let me tend your wounds.
Show no mercy.
I need to be brave.
Hide.
I'm on guard. Hit!
Stay back, Clara.
I want to protect everyone too. Mr. Tora.
Conflict is pitiless.
Lands at the ready. Lance ablaze. Lance! Forward!
You don't look so good.
You really want to try me?
Annihilate.
Follow my charge.
Sagacious discernment. Thanks. I'll never forget you.
Not a scratch.
Here, this thunder.
I'm okay. I'm not afraid of you.
Hide.
I want to protect everyone too. Mr. Tora.
Mission command.
What's in your prescription?
I'm on guard. Hit!
Annihilate.
There's no time to lose.
Mission command.
Lands at the ready.
Let me tell you.
Hide.
Sagacious discernment.
Show no mercy.
everyone too. Mr. Sora.
I'm on guard. Lance!
Remember this moment.
Follow my charge. Conflict is pitiless.
I'm not afraid of you.
Hit!
Mission command.
Here is thunder.
Time wasted your prescription.
There's no time to lose. Conflict is pitiless.
I need to be brave.
Hide.
Take the cake, buddy.
Sagacious discernment.
Lance!
Stay back, Clara.
Lance ablaze! Lance! Forward!
Target threat index. Annihilate.
I want to protect everyone too. Mr. Sora.
Here is thunder.
You want money out?
Mission command.
Oh! Fuck! You totally missed, bro! Can't even reach me. They're barely the same. Really, bro? Really? You're gonna attack my friend and think you can do away with it? Where is he? Fuck! Gotcha. Really, bro? Really gonna attack my friend? I don't think so. Oh, don't attack me. Joey, I'm gonna roll. Fuck! Can you do me a favor? Let me know the I'm just kidding. I swear, if you only use that. Fuck! I'd kill you if I know. Fuck! Yay, free bound. You're welcome. Okay, now my PvP's off. I'm gonna roll. Now come get you! Nobody's gonna get you.
What are you looking at?
Show no mercy.
Oh dear.
Follow my charge. Conflict is pitiless.
Let me tend your wounds. I'm not afraid of you.
Hide.
You bully. Honored to meet me.
There's no time to lose. Here is thunder.
Stay back, Clara. Are you all right? Stay back, Clara.
Follow my charge. Conflict is pitiless.
Need a doctor?
Target threat index lowered. Annihilate.
I want to protect everyone too. Mr. Sora.
Mission command.
Time to twirl. What's in your prescription?
No weapon.
Time to twirl.
No, the weapon.
What are you looking at?
There's no time to lose.
Let me.
Cannot attack ally. Yeah. Why are you saying get off? You're the one getting off. Why'd you just leave? Kirby, join your private server, please. Hey, I have a private server. What? What happened to it?
Hello.
What's up?
What's up, Logan? How's your day been?
Oh my god, I just got 5,000 stars.
Nice.
What about you?
Been going well. We've had a good day today.
Nice.
Enhance.
I'm gonna use my boost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
There we go. All right. See how I do. We get fire, ice,
How
wind.
should I dispose of you?
Be right back, Logan.
Hi.
I'm back. Okay, ice. Lightning. Here we go. Right, no ice. Correct. All right.
I command. Will of preservation.
Show your courage. A little something for everyone.
So. Show no mercy.
Just a calculation. Executing annihilation.
Time to change tactics. Lend me your strength.
There's no time here. This thunder.
Okay, you have to.
Wait, first.
Don't attack me.
Wait!
Lance at the ready.
I do want to. Whoa! What? I didn't win.
Calculating result. Power amplification.
Conflict is pitiless.
Threat index raised. Purge initiated.
Let me tend your wounds.
Yeah, I twist my
What's in your prescription? You'll pay for this.
Huh?
I left him rejoin.
Right now you are? Okay. It means dinner will be fitting for myself tonight.
A decisive moment in
You
the
just haven't
battle.
played it. You'll know if you're eating together or not.
attack it!
Okay.
I got this.
Okay.
No,
Just let me know. Like,
Let me. I got this.
let me know if I need to get something myself, something or not. Okay. I'll just eat something here. Also, Jordan's bringing over just you got some extra food, like stuff that could go in our deep freezer, like taters and stuff, like frozen taters and stuff, like mashed taters.
I just saved
Robin, I love you.
Attack! That's it.
Lend me your strength.
Follow my here. This thunder.
We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them.
Show no mercy.
Charlie, you said you let me try my phone.
Wait, Logan! Somebody fighting!
Lance ablaze. Lance! Forward!
Need a doctor? Lend me your strength.
Conflict is pitiless.
Just a calculation. Executing annihilation.
I'm on guard.
There's always a weakness. Lend me your strength.
Here. This thunder.
Calculating result. Power amplification.
Troublesome.
Threat index raised. Purge initiated.
Let me tend your wounds. Lend me your strength.
There's
We
no time
enter
to
the
lose.
storm. To guard and defend. Crush them.
That's definitely
Follow my charge. Not a scratch. Lance! Forward!
You bully!
Reevaluating. Initiating.
What's in your prescription? Need a doctor? Lend me your strength.
There's no time. Conflict is pitiless. Show no mercy.
Executing operation. Value exceeds threshold.
Really?
Executing
Not a
annihilation.
scratch. Lance! Forward!
You messed it up!
Power amplification.
Follow my charge. Here, there's thunder. Lance at the ready.
There's always a weakness. This battle is unavoidable. Lend me your strength.
Conflict is pitiless.
Calculating result. Analysis complete.
Time for the masters. Show no mercy.
What's in your prescription? We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them. Lend me your strength.
Here, there's thunder. I'm on guard.
Purge initiated. Initiating.
I hate this.
There's always a weakness. Lend me your strength.
Conflict is pitiless.
Executing operation. Value exceeds threshold.
Lance at the ready. Lance ablaze. Lance! Forward!
Executing annihilation.
What's in your prescription?
Power amplification.
You'll pay for this. This battle is unavoidable. Lend me your strength. We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them.
There's no time to lose.
Calculating result. Analysis complete.
Show no mercy.
You'll pay for this. Lend me your strength.
Follow my here. There's thunder.
Application authorized.
Alright, this is when things get crazy.
Evaluating variables. Executing operation. Value exceeds threshold.
What's in your prescription?
Push forward. Executing annihilation.
We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them.
There's no time to lose. Conflict is pitiless.
Let me tend your wounds. Finally!
Nice teamwork.
Transmission calculating result. Analysis complete.
Show no mercy.
Persistence is timely. What's in your prescription?
What is it?
Executing operation.
Lance ablaze. Lance! Forward!
Value exceeds threshold.
We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them.
Follow my charge.
Here, this thunder.
No.
Forward. Executing annihilation. Evaluating variables. Module calculating result. Analysis complete.
Double kill!
This painless.
Show no mercy.
There's always a weakness. Lend me your strength.
There's no time.
Here, this thunder.
We've entered the storm. To guard and defend. Crush them.
Initiated. Transmission blocked. Executing operation. Value exceeds threshold.
Lance ablaze. Lance! Forward!
If I need to grab my
Let me tend your wound. Stay off!
Nice teamwork.
Woohoo!
what?
Battles are chess games. No two are alike.
command list?
Yeah.
Wow! Lady! I mean, wait, what? What? When it uses the bathroom, it's so cursed. Meows cutely. I love this game already. What the? Look at the TV. No, Jason. Why? What? Sus box. Oh, the sus box. Unfortunately, your house does not. Oh my god, charming. Unfortunately, your house does not come with a door. Which food? Strategy! I'm poking that boy! I'm poking that boy! No. Auto clicker activate! You're really using an auto clicker? Yeah, I like poking myself. Hey yo! Hey yo! All superpowers? Trawlers? I bought trawlers. What is that? Trolling dollars print money when Jason but not touching them. So basically whenever they touch my money, I get money. Yes, keep touching my fake monies. Oh no. I might take 6 and die. You're not dying today. Please, I'm starving. I'm starving, man. Dinner time! Hey, buddy! Hey, buddy! Where did you get that? Oh, he pooped. I get free monies. Hey, yo, that's weird. Come here, buddy. Hey, he's fat. Charlie, look. 100 quadrillion. Ah. You can see it through the wall. The glitch. Oh, what the? Why'd my lights go out? Oh, what? What the? Charlie, look. Look it. I can see outside. The moon. Oh, there's an NPC. It's nighttime for me now. Trillion for a moment. Hey. I'm right back again. Oh wait, I found some
Dude, my friend.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
Alright, fed you. Be happy. Eat. Oh, I got a new rank. The happiest. I feel like this makes him not very happy. I'm so confused. I've got one of them pooping and the other one's on my stick.
Oh my goodness! Shoot!
Oh wait, new cutscene. No, it's gonna be day again.
Nutrition!
What? No, he's showering.
Yes, I make him shower! And if it doesn't, I'll put you on a stick!
Oh, Charlie, I'm rich now. I have 4,000. What can I buy? Wait. No! No!
What?
Okay,
All right, Char, we dip in 24 minutes, my friend.
You're in first person and you open the top. What is it? Right,
A foregone conclusion. Conflict is pitiless.
Let me pen your wound. Choose when to strike. Wow.
Follow my charge. Here is thunder.
Need a doctor?
Show no mercy.
What the? Charlie, look here. I have so many followers.
It's gonna attack you!
Oh my god!
How did you do that?
1.9k.
Finally.
And you can English dictionary.
1.9k?
Yeah. Why did my screen turn like this? Give me your wallet.
This is bad!
There's no time to lose. Conflict is pitiless.
Let me pen your wounds. When they keep quiet. Gotcha. My turn.
What?
What's in your prescription?
Nice teamwork.
Follow my charge.
Oh.
Why?
Still spin your robot.
What does this do? 9 robots?
Oh, you can raise me.
Yes.
No!
It's only 9 robots, okay?
9 robots is a lot. Oh my god, I didn't do that. Funny rocket that brings you to space, real. Say bye-bye.
Why are you trying to do it?
Because it's the next thing I'm meant to buy. I will shake you till I get an ooh girl. I can give him drip. What is your rank? Oh. No, I'm not. Hey. Hey.
Lance
come on,
ablaze.
Yes!
Lance!
Why?
Forward!
Why are you doing that?
Show no mercy.
Hey, buddy!
Come on. Luck of the draw, please. And victory!
There's no time to lose. Conflict is pitiless.
Oh, he's depressed.
My turn.
Buddy! Come here, back!
Charlie, I'm gonna spend 8 Robux.
On what?
Drip house. Drip house.
I wanna do it. I'm gonna do it!
Charlie, my house got drip!
How do I get out?
There's a back door.
We need a
Right
strategy.
there! Charlie, look! My house got drip! Charlie, look at this sunglasses!
Show no mercy.
Charlie, look at that sunglasses!
Lance! Forward!
Was that it?
Dog.
Here, this thunder.
Need a doctor? Stay off! Choosing strike.
Oh, what's up, Jordan?
Charlie, look how many followers I have. 2.5 thousand followers.
Don't rush. Things always change.
the call, so I'm going to let him know you're here. Hey, Logan.
Oh, what? Hey, yo! Where?
Well, I'm not hearing you, but
Where is it?
Jordan's here.
How'd you get it? Did you have to buy it?
Yeah,
He's not
220K.
dynamic microphones.
Yeah, so
Oh, Charlie, you actually get a golden toilet.
It's like at the point where like anytime he plays those, I'm like, all right, put your microphone up. Breaking the microphones.
I'm rich thanks to you. There's two of you.
Hey, yo, what you say?
Meow.
That's it, fast.
You said meow. I hate being your pet's friend.
Hey, yo!
Because it's this. Charlie, I'm
Listen,
a
I'm about to get some money.
I hit 200K. Oh, now you're screaming. They think that automatically
Fuck the strategy! Fuck lithium!
Oh, Charlie, I can buy the millionaire.
it like the place downtown?
Yeah.
It's like behind. It's like by
It's not at that spot. It's not at the spot.
Mm-hmm.
It's called 4D.
All right, friends. Oh, yeah, you can see my chest. Cool beans. I'll be back on later tonight. See you then.